restaurant startup. They're small-town teams with big-time ambitions. A brother-sister duo looking to jolt the Jersey food scene.
There's a handful of restaurants in New Jersey that do it right. There aren't enough.
A couple hoping to expand Pennsylvania's palate with a new gastropub.
We want to bring that beautiful taste of Brooklyn to our small town of Pittsburgh.
With hundreds of thousands of dollars on the line, will one of them earn an investment from Joe or Tim? Joe Bastianich owns a portfolio of 30 restaurants, along with Italy, a high-end Italian market. Tim Love is a celebrity chef with 6 award-winning restaurants and a retail empire. They're both looking for the next food visionary, and they're willing to put their money where their mouth is. Each week, Joe and Tim will give one team $7,500 and 36 hours to turn this empty space into their dream restaurant and open their doors to the public. If one or both like what they see, they'll offer to bankroll the business with their own money. It's Joe and Tim's cash, and they call the shots.
What you pitched me was bull.
Will they make an offer together?
It's the sweetheart deal of a lifetime.
Will they fight for the deal?
The deals are not that different.
It's just mine's better.
Mine's more intelligent.
Oh, boy.
Or will they both walk away from the table?
Tell me when you're ready to talk serious.
This is Restaurant Startup. First up, Jenna and Joseph Cuccia, 2 siblings determined to transform their part of Jersey into a fine dining destination.
17 Summer is taking the standard of fine dining and bringing it a step above everybody else. We already have a catering company that has been in business for 3 years, but we're ready to take the next step.
All of our food is very classic. Things such as bouillabaisse and hand-roasted chicken. We elevate it, keeping the simplicity.
Every time we put a plate on the table, our customers perk up. Getting the investment from Joe and Tim would be everything. We absolutely cannot fail.
Not many people could work with their siblings, but we create a great team. I started culinary school when I was 16. This is the only thing I've ever wanted to do. This is what I've been working for since I was a kid.
We know that our growth potential is huge, and we will become an instant success overnight. I am Jenna Cuccia, co-owner of 17 Summer.
And I'm Joseph Cuccia, executive chef and co-owner of 17 Summer. I wanted to be a chef since I was 8 years old. I started working in restaurants when I was 14.
Joseph Cuccia Catering has been open for 3 years. The address is 17 Summer in Lodi, New Jersey.
We focus on classic techniques, great sourced ingredients, and really simple food.
We're considered a boutique caterer. Everything is homemade. All of our pastas, all of our sausages.
We want to open an a la carte restaurant.
That's approachable, but still get the quality of Manhattan in New Jersey. There's a handful of restaurants in New Jersey that do it right. There aren't enough. We can fill that gap. So we're asking for $600,000 with 40% equity in our business to open 17 Summer in Hoboken, New Jersey, which sometimes is considered the 6th borough of New York.
Why Hoboken?
There are 50,000 people in Hoboken in 1 square mile. There are booming restaurants. The median income is $105,000. These are the kind of people that go out to eat 4 to 5 times a week.
We can talk about a lot of this, but really what's most important right now is I want to know what the food tastes like. So let's try the food.
Chicken.
The chicken is a pan-seared chicken with beet greens and roasted beets.
What are these raviolis?
They're a sheep's milk ravioli with a marsala glaze and a little pecorino cheese.
So where does the inspiration come? Because I'm quite impressed with the food.
When I was 13, I actually met Lydia Bastianich.
What was her advice to you?
Go to school, get an education, and go to work.
You know what she used to tell me? Listen to your mother. I'll pay you a very big compliment right now. There's definitely a bit of Lydia in this dish, and that's very, very commendable.
Thank you.
The thing about pasta that's so great is the pure cost on that dish of raviolis is probably 10%. That's nothing.
Yeah, 9%
so
food cost.
You got so much margin in that.
Yeah.
This is my kind of food. I love the nice crispy skin on the chicken and the crispy beets. It screams neighborhood to me, like a place that I'd like to come hang out at once or twice a week.
What would the check average be in the back?
$45 for food
we estimate about
person.
$45 per person.
There should be more. You can't create delicious handcrafted food like this and make no money on it.
Right.
What are you grossing annually?
Last year, only $46,000.
In the whole year?
We did 50 events.
Serving food this good? Like, they could do that in a weekend.
Yeah. It's like you don't want to charge what you're worth. That's not a real business. It's a hobby right now.
Okay.
What's the problem?
When we do our catering proposals, people are constantly nickel and diming.
Yeah, but you don't do charity work. You have to have margin. You have to be confident about your pricing. I
So-
just don't think that your business acumen matches the ambition and quality in these plates.
Okay.
If that's all you're doing with this quality of food, something's wrong.
This year, we hit that number by July 1.
So you project out, you'll do 100,000?
We're going to do about
100,000
How
this
much
year.
money will you make on 100,000 in sales?
At 10, 11%.
10-11%.
But nobody survives on $10,000 a year. So how do you live?
So we still live at home with our parents.
You live with your parents?
Yes.
Both of you?
Yeah.
Jesus.
I'm
What is this, like 1930s Hoboken? Like Italian
It
immigrants?
is.
You all live in the same
My
house
grandma
together?
lives across the street.
So does mine. But...
I like that. Which one of you is older?
I'm 28.
I'm 26.
The whole family dynamic to me is really great. My sister runs my accounting for all my businesses, and you know, you push each other really hard and make each other better.
Right.
And you want to have a restaurant in Hoboken.
Yes.
So we found a space in Hoboken that we really like.
The rent is $8,000 a month.
The entry cost just seems high to me for a startup, you know, for your first restaurant.
People in not only Manhattan, but New Jersey, they're looking for something different.
We know that there's nothing like it there.
I know it too, and that is definitely what the market is about there.
Right.
I mean, think about it. You're 5 miles away from Midtown Manhattan. That's a $2.5 million restaurant. That's money, bro. You guys have a good vibe, and that
Thanks.
means a lot. What you don't have is the killer instinct for profit, how to up the check average, how to monetize all your good effort and good work, and take your positive vibe and turn it into cash, man. That's what you gotta do, bro.
Yeah.
That's what the world is about. You gotta monetize that. I think you understand what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know, I like y'all as a team, but what makes you think you're really ready to take a $600,000 step?
I think this is the natural progression
Yeah.
for us. And we know that in Hoboken, if we were to open, we're gonna make money overnight.
Thanks, guys. We'll let you know where we decide.
Thank you so much.
Next up, Gene and Miranda Philbin, a husband and wife catering team who want to give their corner of Pennsylvania the top-notch restaurant it deserves.
Peculiar Culinary is a catering business that we started 2 years ago. I take a lot of inspiration from the pubs from England, and then I put my own peculiar twist on it. When Brandon and I met, she was dating my best friend, and I stole her from him.
Gene and I do work well together. He says he fired me twice. I didn't really take him seriously. We just smooch and move on.
My first job was at a fast food burger joint. I ended up in culinary school and just been cooking ever since. And the catering is phenomenal, but our heart and every ounce of passion we have is in opening a restaurant.
There's a whole revitalization going on with downtown Pittston, PA area. There's nothing like us in that town. It's definitely time to go to the next step.
There are no true gastropubs in Northeast Pennsylvania. This opportunity is definitely the big break that Peculiar needs. Hi, I'm Gene Philbin.
And I'm Miranda Philbin from Peculiar Culinary Company.
We are a catering company out of Pittston, Pennsylvania. What we try to do is take nouvelle techniques and twists on classic comfort food. We are a gastropub style concept that has a very successful catering business, but we are looking for brick and mortar.
This year so far, we are over $82,000 in sales. We're planning to end the year at over $100,000, and that's at 25% food costs. We're ready to move to the next step, and we can use your help in getting that done.
Absolutely. We are looking for $100,000 from you gentlemen to help us. We will give you 20% of our business. That $100,000, you want to build a beautiful, small, 1,500 square foot gastropub. We do not have a true gastropub in Northeast Pennsylvania. We want to be the first. We want to bring that beautiful taste of Brooklyn with the peculiar twist to our small town of Pittston.
Let's see how peculiar it really is. Let's taste the food.
All right, cool. So that's the brisket sirloin. I sous vide it for 2 hours at 135 and just flash seared it on the plancha just to get a nice little crisp on it. We make our own ketchup, we make our own mustard. We put a lot of love into it.
The flavor profile of the burger is really good. The smokiness of the cheese, the little bite of the mustard and ketchup.
Seriously.
The mustard and the ketchup are really good.
Thank you.
And I hate ketchup.
Thank you, Chef. I appreciate that.
So walk me through the chicken and waffle.
The chicken and waffles is very simple, buttermilk waffle. But what we do with the chicken is we brine it in eggs, buttermilk, sriracha, fresh tarragon, some garlic cloves, and let it sit for 24 hours.
The chicken, I think, is really, really good. It's crisp, it's got lots of flavor, it's a little bit spicy.
Thank you. Thank you
Yeah.
very much. That means a lot.
These dishes are simple, but kind of crowd pleasers, and I think that they could have a resounding impact in a smaller regional market because there's not a lot of options, you know, in places like
And
that.
what's the cost on this item here?
$265.
What do you sell it for?
14.
And the burger?
The burger's $388, and we're selling it for 12.
You're asking for $100,000. Is that going to build the entire restaurant?
We have money as well that we.
How much money do you have?
$35,000 that we could.
So it's $135,000.
Have you looked at locations? You have a specific location in mind?
The location that we're looking at is 1,800 square feet and $1,750 a month for rent.
And you're going to build for $135,000?
That's the goal.
Knock 20 off for the liquor license, you're at 115. Let's put legal at 15. You're down to 100,000 to build 1,700 square feet, which is about $60 a foot. You cannot build a restaurant from a vanilla box for $60 a foot. You can't do it. No, you can't.
In this town, I bet you can.
You're gonna spend $80,000 just on your kitchen. You put
400 feet, you can't put $80,000 worth of in there. You'd have a 6-burner stove with a broiler underneath it, 2 convection ovens underneath that, 1 fryer, and some low boys to work out of.
That's it.
I mean, you're describing my very first restaurant, by the way. I did it for $65,000. You can do it, but I mean, it's a hustle.
Yeah. Well, I'm not afraid to hustle, and neither is Miranda.
What's your check average in this peculiar restaurant?
With alcohol, we had $40 a person.
40 a head?
Can your demographics sustain that? That's not an insignificant check average.
Yes.
That means 2 people come in with tax and tip, they're gonna give you $100 for dinner.
A lot of the clientele that we deal with, there are a lot of married couples that don't have kids. They have disposable income. Cost of living in our area is low. You know, you could get a beautiful 2-bedroom apartment in Pittston for $500.
Really?
Dead serious, like a nice one.
To me, it's the most attractive thing about it, is where it is, market that it is.
What could you gross annually?
Being open for lunch and dinner 6 days a week, about $20,000 per week.
I think it's probably high.
Okay.
How would you work together in the restaurant?
Well, I handle back of the house, and she's actually become exceptionally well at front of the house.
Do you know how to manage a restaurant?
Probably not.
Yeah,
Probably not.
In a perfect role, we would need a front of the house manager.
So we would have to hire a general
A
manager.
proper, yeah.
I'd rather teach her how to do it.
She would be awesome at it.
I like your market a lot. I like the economics, the fact that we could build a restaurant for $120,000. All those things I think are very positive. So, you know, I appreciate the pitch.
Thank you very much.
Good luck,
Thank you,
guys.
Really appreciate it.
Thank you, y'all.
Thank you.
All right, folks. If we choose your business, we're going to give you $7,500 in 36 hours to introduce your concept to the public right here. And then give you a chance to either have an investment from me or an investment from Joe, maybe one from both of us, or maybe we just don't think you're good enough and we kick you to the curb. Let me start with 17 Celery. The thing that attracts me the most about y'all is your food really shined today.
Thank you.
I think for me, Hoboken, PATH train ride from Midtown Manhattan, the world is your customer. That's the big times. That's the kind of businesses that I'm interested in.
On the downside of that, it's a lot of money for an inexperienced team that still has a lot to learn, especially on the business side of things. That just kind of makes me a little bit nervous.
With Peculiar, we have a caterer that's taking advantage of the small town market with low fixed cost.
I think that you have this great energy and dynamic about you, and especially as a team, which is awesome.
It's a really, really low ask, but it's a super small market. I don't know if there's a lot of margin. So you gamble, right?
Yeah.
Low risk, low return. High risk, high return. So I'm looking at, do I walk into the nickel slot room or do I walk into the high limits baccarat room?
Hungry entrepreneurs
This is my American dream.
get one shot to open their dream restaurant. You impress, we invest. Restaurant Startup, all new Tuesdays on the fastest growing cable network in primetime, CNBC.